Hello, my name is Rita Sargent, and I'm going to be talking to you about why you should be staying home during the circumstances of COVID-19. First, I'm going to be telling you about what COVID-19 is. According to the Johns Hopkins Medicine, COVID-19 is a virus that came from China in December 2019 that has spread worldwide. The virus can cause symptoms that include cough, fever, shortness of breath, sore throat, loss of taste and smell, and more. It is very contagious, and because there's no cure or no vaccine, it causes many people to be hospitalized and even die. According to ABC News, about 58,000 people have died from coronavirus so far in the United States, and there have been about 3 million people diagnosed worldwide. If we all do the right thing and stay home, the death toll could start to decrease because less people would get the virus, and staying home stops the spread of COVID-19. Now that you have a better idea of what COVID-19 is, I'm going to be telling you the reasons why it would be beneficial to both you and everyone else to stay home. The first and most important benefit is that it helps stop the spread of COVID-19. The more people social distance and stay home, the less people will have contact with it. The coronavirus can infect a person without them knowing for up to 2 weeks, so people could be going around doing their everyday activities and infect hundreds of people. In fact, according to the New York Times, for every one person who has coronavirus, they usually infect cause about 400 additional cases. This is why staying at home is so important. Another reason that staying at home is so important is that the sooner everyone starts to stay home and stops interacting with each other, the sooner that everything will get to go back to normal, and we will get to start living our normal lives and not have to stay home as much. People who continue to still go out and do things that aren't essential are doing it selfishly, because a lot of them are thinking that they will only have mild symptoms because they are healthy, so they don't need to be as cautious. This is just not right, because people who aren't as healthy and have underlying conditions such as heart disease, liver disease, lung disease, kidney disease, diabetes, obesity, and incomparable immune systems, as well as being older than the age of 65, according to the CDC, are more likely to get more severe symptoms and most likely also could die. So that's really sad. With this many conditions, you don't know who is at a high risk, so going out and doing things thinking that you're going to be fine doesn't mean that everybody around you is going to be fine. So it's not worth the risk of somebody else's life to just go out to eat or go shopping or anything like that you used to normally be able to do. One way to see how serious this disease is by looking at how it has affected people. Schools have been closed and moved online, and people have had to move from college to home. So that's a big adjustment for people, and people are out of work as well, and the economy is beginning to take a really hard hit because of it. Having unessential businesses closed is causing people to lose their jobs and have to file for unemployment. And even then, they're not getting enough money. Some people aren't getting enough money to be paying their bills. This is harming their whole family and causing a really stressful environment for everyone who is dealing with this. Another factor is that with schools closing, it makes it hard for people to actually learn from lectures, and they're not learning the material as well, and it's harder to stay motivated. So if people start to stay indoors, we'll be able to go back to school in the fall easier than we would if people didn't. Now, I know it's not possible for you to never leave your house, because you have to go to the grocery store and you have to go to the bank and other essential things. But there are measures you can take or do to keep social distancing whenever you do leave. The CDC gives out some social distancing tips, like staying 6 feet apart, not gathering in groups, and avoiding crowded places. Grocery stores have tried to enforce some of these rules by putting tape in the checkout lines 6 feet apart so that you don't get too close during checkout. And they've also some grocery stores have started limiting the amount of people who are allowed in the grocery store at a time so that people aren't within large crowds. Another way that you can, with social distancing, another thing that will keep you more safe is by wearing gloves whenever you go out, because then you won't have direct contact with things, and wearing a mask like this. And you just put it on and you wear that when you go out so that so it stops like the virus from getting to you as easy. And another thing that you should be doing is washing your hands for 20 seconds at least, and using hand sanitizer whenever you can. This will help prevent you from getting the virus, and it should also help you prevent spreading it to others. Another thing you need to be not doing is touching your face, because touching your face will help spread the virus to you faster. And it can get into you through your mouth and nose. Grocery store workers and law enforcement, firemen, doctors, and nurses are all mandatory workers, and it is really hard for them to stay away from the virus. This is why it is important that whenever we do go out and make contact with these people, that we social distance and make sure we take all the precautions that we can. I know it's hard to stay home every day and it can get very boring, but it's important to do so. You have to remember that it's not just you who is stressed and stuck at home. Everyone is going through the same thing right now. So, in conclusion, staying at home and social distancing will help flatten the curve of the coronavirus and will help get everybody's lives back to normal and will help save lives as well. So, make sure that to keep stay at home for all you can, and to keep all the mandatory steps to social distancing whenever you do have to leave, and only leave whenever you need to. Do not leave for any other reason other than that. Thank you.